speak about in your book, and I read this, about integrity. Talk about living life with integrity and impeccability.
In the book, I talk about both integrity and impeccability.
Yes, impeccability.
What I mean by that is, really, you know, there's some people, and I'm going to be real about this, right? I grew up in Second Baptist Church in Roselle, New Jersey, right? And I witnessed it. Where there are some people, that's a great church home, by the way. So if there's anyone looking for a church home, that's a wonderful one. But there are always people who, you know, on Sunday, they're spiritual. They're in that space. But then Monday, where's that space? It's gone. And then they're back at their jobs, and they're, like you said, clawing through, try to get to the top, and the lying, the cheating, the living in ways that isn't deserving of themselves or the people that they live for. You know, all that stuff starts to come into play. You're at your job, and two people are competing for the same position, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it. Those type of things, right? But then the next Sunday comes, they're back in that spiritual space. But so my question had always been, how do I take that feeling that I have on Sunday in church and bring that to every single day in my life? How can I really live that through everything that I do? And that was a huge one. And I'm not going to lie, it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. When you have someone who's lying about you, who's trying to cheat, who's trying to defame your name, you know, who's trying to run your name through the ground to make themselves look better, it's hard sometimes to have that unconditional love that God gives to us and express that to that person. You know, but and not only that, but then to wish them well. That same person who's after you, to then wish them well. That can be difficult. So the thing I talk about is bringing integrity and impeccability to everything that you do. And if God is the center of your life, again, if you can radiate that through everything that you're doing, everything that you're saying, every moment of your life, then whether you're in church or not, every moment is a spiritual moment. Every place is a house of God. Everything that you do is an action that came from God, inspired by God. Everything. So then you make your life basically a living testament to God, to integrity, to impeccability. So whether you have a job where you're working at Dunkin' Donuts or you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, what you can do is bring that integrity and bring that impeccability to everything. Now here's where it gets difficult. There's been times I've been in meetings where someone said, well, James was wrong, and James said this, and James did that, and they try to blame me for different things. And then what I have to do is play that balance. I don't want to attack that individual just because they're attacking me, but I also want to make sure the truth comes out. So then what I do is to state the truth. Listen, here's exactly what happened. 1, 2, 3, state it exactly as it is. Here's what we're going to do about it. 1, 2, 3. And then I shut them up through my actions, through my ability to take control of that situation, have the faith that they can't defame me. They can't run my name through the mud. And not only that, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is God, and what God is telling me I need to be doing in my life, and how to radiate that. So as long as the truth comes out, I could care less what anyone else thinks. Now, what's interesting about that is when you truly don't care what other people think, it's funny how they change their perception about you, and all of a sudden you're the glory, you're the shine, you're the new thing, the new it thing. But when you're mired in what do other people think about me, and how can I do this to make them think better of me, it's funny how people just come at you. I find that interesting. I think people need to give up on worrying so much about what other people think of them, and worry more about what they're expressing. Are you expressing from that core that says, I have God in the center of my life, and I'm expressing that everywhere? If that's your concern, everything else will work itself out. You don't have to worry about those people trying to defame you at work. You don't have to worry about being one way at work and one way at home. You should be the same person. I'm the same James. And everyone in my life will tell you that. I'm the same James whether I'm talking to the cafeteria worker or the CEO. I'm the same James whether I'm at home or talking to the guy on the street that I just met. I'm always the same because that center is always the same. That's where my focus is. And what you'll also find is you stress a lot less. I don't worry about stuff. I make a decision, and I know that it's going to happen. It's there for me.